name is Sheila, and today we're going to be doing a 30-minute yoga practice to help balance yin and yang energy. So what that means basically is that we'll be doing the first part of class will be more slow. We'll be doing more passive exercises where we'll hold the postures a little bit longer to help stimulate and warm up the connective tissue, the ligaments, the joints in our body. And then the second part of class will be actually addressing the muscles, building strength and endurance and flexibility in the muscles. So we have the sort of the calm, relaxed, slow practice, and then the energetic practice. So again, the goal being to integrate and balance both energies. So work at your own pace. If you'd like to use a blanket or blocks or pillows to help you to feel more comfortable in some of the poses that we'll be holding. The goal is to be comfortable in these exercises. We should never feel like we are forcing or straining. Nothing should hurt. So listen to your body, honor your body, and have fun. All right, let's go ahead and come down to our back. And we'll begin with the feet about hip distance. Okay. And the arms will be relaxed down by our side. And we'll just take the first few moments to check in with our body. Notice how we're feeling today. And just bring your awareness, start to bring your awareness inward. We're going to take the knees a few times from side to side. Noticing the hips and the lower back. And then we're going to take the knees very slowly to the right side, toward the right side, and you can actually take your hips toward the left side and ease into a nice twist. So what we want to do for the first few exercises is we want to ease into the posture slowly. We want to come to the edge of our comfort zone. So you want to begin to feel things open up, but without pain. So if you need to use a block or a blanket under the hip or even maybe between the legs to feel more comfortable, to feel supported. Once you feel comfortable, we're going to start to notice where our body's holding tension. And as you feel tension or as you meet resistance in your body, we're going to consciously soften. The goal is to relax the muscles so that we can gradually warm up the deeper connective tissues, again, the ligaments, joints. We're holding each posture for about 2 minutes. And we want to slowly move into the posture and even more slowly come out of the posture. So we'll stay here for about another minute. And just take a few easy breaths. We're not going to do any specific breathing techniques because the posture itself is challenging enough. As we practice softening, relaxing, letting go of tension in the body and in the mind. just take 2 more breaths here. Sending breath to the spaces in your body that may feel a little tightness, and again, just softening as you breathe out. And then we will very slowly bring that top knee back up. And then the bottom knee, bring it back up and slowly shift the hips back and let the lower back meet the mat. Again, keep the arms relaxed and just take a couple of deep breaths here. Observing the effect that exercise had in the body, in the hip, the lower back, the rib cage. And when you're ready, we'll take the knees to the left, shift the hips a little to the right. And just come as far as you can comfortably, just to the edge of your comfort zone, softening into the posture. Okay, so again, that may mean you want a block or blanket. If your legs don't go all the way to the floor, just allow that support beneath the body. Easing into the posture. We'll stay here for about 2 minutes. So practicing Yin Yoga is a wonderful way to meditate, because it requires you to pay attention, especially to any tightness or resistance that you might meet along the way. Just keep the breath moving in and out, a nice smooth breath. Gently warming up the body. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Softening the shoulders. Relax the jaw. We'll bring that top knee up slowly, and then the other knee, and then again shifting the hips, and let the lower back melt against the floor, and just relax here for a second. If it feels good to straighten the legs, you can straighten the legs. If it bothers your back, you can keep your legs bent. But we'll just take a moment before we move into our next posture to feel the effect of that first exercise, that spinal twist. Breathing into the belly. We're just noticing the ribs and belly expand. And then exhale, soften. And we'll do that one more time, just a nice deep belly breath. Our next exercise will be Happy Baby. We're going to bend the legs and draw the knees in slowly, one at a time. Bring the hands around for support. If you want to rock gently from side to side a couple of times, you can. So we can kind of feel that lower back spread out against the mat. We're going to straighten the legs up toward the ceiling. Okay, and pause here for a moment. Keep a slight bend in the knees. Relax the shoulders. So I'm going to bend the knees a little more and slide the hands to the lower legs, to the shins, or to the ankles as we open the feet. And we're going to move right into our next pose, which is Happy Baby. Feeling that stretch in the inner thighs and the hamstrings, into the lower back and the glutes. So we use the hands for support, but we're not grasping or squeezing or tensing up the arms. So we'll hold this position for about 2 minutes and just continue breathing, softening with each exhale. Again, just observing where any tension may be held in the body, and then choosing to soften, adjusting to soften, to let go. Relaxing the face, the forehead, and just allow a soft smile to spread across your face. That simple exercise alone helps to stimulate the brain to produce endorphins, feel-good chemicals, right? So just a slight smile across your face is a very powerful exercise. And just take one more breath here before we start thinking about coming out of the posture. And again, we'll do it very slowly. With support from the outside of the legs, we can bring the feet back together. Hold the legs up for a moment. Slowly bending the legs and bringing the feet back down to the floor. And relax the arms. Again, if you'd like to stretch out the legs, you can. And just pay attention to how the body is loosening up, how it's responding to these different exercises that we're holding a little bit longer than we would normally. Okay, we'll do one more exercise. Okay, in this segment where we're holding the poses a little longer, this one we're going to roll over to our belly. Time. First come to your side, and we're going to come into Sphinx pose. Okay, so if you'd like some support for your head, if you want to place a block under your forehead, that might be helpful. Again, just whatever you need for support. The elbows are going to be under the shoulders, the hands will be spread out here, and we're just opening up the chest and drawing the shoulders back away from the ears. We want to feel length in the back of the neck. Relax the jaw. And we feel the tops of the feet against the mat. We feel the hips, the thighs. And we're just going to take a few breaths here, sinking into the pose, keeping the shoulders relaxed. This is a great exercise for opening up that heart energy, that space across the chest. You can turn the block either way. And that heart energy helps us to connect to our ability to love and to be loved. Breathing into the center of the chest. And slowly breathing out. Noticing where you feel tension held in your body and softening around that space. Using the breath. Maybe even practice lengthening the exhales, if that's helpful. Just taking a little bit longer to exhale. And then when you're ready, we're going to, if you've got a block, we'll remove it and slowly bring it all the way down to the mat. You can turn your head to one side and just take a moment here to notice what you feel as we prepare to move into our active segment. And again, the goal is to do a little of each so we can integrate both types of energy, right? Feel the effect, the benefit of both. Remembering that they are interconnected, right? Right, so when you're ready, we'll bring the hands by the shoulders, spread the fingers out and look down. We're going to come up into our tabletop position next and begin our more active part of our practice. So I like a blanket under my knees here for support. The hands are going to come under the shoulders. The knees are going to be under the hips and tabletop. And we're going to start with cat and cow. Okay? So we keep the fingers spread out, we round the back into cat stretch, and then we lengthen the spine and maybe even drop the belly into cow. Take a breath in as you look forward, and exhale, rounding the back. Bring the chin toward the chest, and we're just going to warm up that spine a little bit here. Do it a few more times, coordinating the breath and the movement, slowly moving into that more active part of our practice. Last one. We took the first part of our practice to warm up that connective tissue, the parts that are sometimes hard to get to in our active practice. So sometimes slowing down can be really powerful and effective practice, right? So once we've warmed up the spine, we're going to tuck the toes under and lift the knees away from the mat. Walk to the center of the mat for our forward fold. The feet are about hip distance. Release the weight of your head here for just a second. And then we're going to bring the hands to the backs of the legs and slowly unfold. Let's slide the hands up the back of the legs and take a breath in. Coming all the way up. Shoulders can come around and down. Nice little shoulder roll here a few times. So we moved into our mountain pose. And we're going to activate those legs, the muscles in the legs, with our chair pose. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is make sure we feel all four corners of both feet grounded and connected. Arms relaxed by your side. We're going to take a breath in and reach up. And exhale, we're going to sit back in an invisible chair, sitting back. And we'll do that a few times. Get the blood flowing all the way down into the legs, to the feet. Sitting back and activating the front and back of the legs. Inhaling up and exhaling into our chair. Keep the chest lifted. We want to think about pulling the belly button in toward the spine to activate the core. We'll do one more, and if you'd like a little extra work here, you can hold chair pose for one more breath. Keep the shoulders back away from the ears, and come out of the pose when you're ready. You can keep the palms pressed together, and we're going to move into our warrior stance next. We'll take the left foot back and keep the right foot forward or up in place. So we're going to sweep the arms up and pull the arms down. So you can bend and straighten the front leg with this one. Take a breath in and exhale. So really warming up that front leg, the muscles in the front leg. Remember, with our more active practice, with our young practice, we're focusing on building strength and endurance in the muscles and flexibility. Holding here in our warrior pose. We've got the arms reaching up. If the arms get tired, you can bring the arms down. We're going to take another breath or two here. That front knee's over the ankle. We'll bring the arms to cactus, and we'll finish with a little chest exercise, bringing the arms in front as though you're squeezing a beach ball that's resting on your chest with the muscles in your chest. Let's do 3 more here. Perfect. And then come back to your cactus arms or goalpost arms. Drop the elbows down and step together. Strong mountain pose. Keep the feet connected to the ground. Slight bend in your knees. And notice the difference between your right and left side. We'll do the same exercise but on the other side. The left foot will stay in place. The right foot will step back. And we're going to reach up with the arms. There's a bend in that front leg, and then we can straighten that front leg and bring the arms down. We'll do the same thing we did on the other side, reaching up and pulling down. So inhale as you reach up, exhale as you pull down. Good, and feel the difference between the exercises we're doing now, the more dynamic exercises. Again, addressing the muscles, holding that arms up, holding that warrior pose. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. And then we'll bring the arms down for our chest press. Again, squeezing that invisible beach ball. Squeeze it and open. Good. 2 more. Nice. And then we'll bring the palms together. We'll step back to our strong mountain pose. Feet together. All right. We're going to do, 2 more exercises. We're going to come back to our forward fold just to kind of lengthen the spine. And then the last energetic exercise that we're going to do is our plank pose. Okay? And then we'll come all the way down to the mat and rest for a few minutes to help integrate all of the work that we've done today. Okay, so from our mountain pose, we'll take the nice deep breath in and reach up. We're going to fold forward as we exhale. Bend the knees a little bit so you take some of the pressure off the back and the hamstrings and just really feel that stretch. The whole back side of the body. We're going to inhale and come up about halfway. And then you're going to exhale and bend your knees enough so that your hands come to the floor and you can step back into a plank. Okay? So, in plank position, if you need to bring the knees to the mat, that's perfectly fine. The hands are under the shoulders. The knees are down or up. You're going to look between the hands and keep the neck in line with the rest of your back, with the rest of your spine. Okay? So keep that belly button pulled in. So many muscles active here in the upper body, the arms, shoulders, chest, and back. We keep the legs engaged. We're pushing through the heels. We're really working that core in the middle, keeping that belly button pulled in. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Beautiful job. And when you're done, you can lower the knees to the floor. And then we'll come all the way down and rest on our belly for a second. In fact, if you want to stack your arms or hands and turn your head, rest here for a moment and notice how your body feels after that segment. If you want to bend both legs and circle the ankles here a few times, you can do that before we flip over. We will flip over and just lie still for a few moments to help integrate the benefit of our practice, all the amazing benefits of our practice. So again, we've addressed in today's practice 2 types of energy: the more passive, slow, receptive energy, and then the more active and dynamic practice that we did in the second part. So what's important to remember is that that they're interconnected, right? They work together, and we don't want too much of one and not enough of the other. So it's good to do different types of practices, different types of exercises that can help address the way energy flows in our body, and we want it to flow smoothly, right? So let's go ahead and come all the way down and just take a couple of minutes here to, again, rest. And if you are comfortable stretching the legs out, or maybe you want to put a bolster or pillow or blocks under your knees, that might feel better, especially if you have any back issues at all. And we'll just let the body breathe. Allow the breath to just expand and soften. Go ahead and take a slightly deeper breath. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Bringing awareness back to your body. Maybe even just turn your head from one side to the other. Gentle stretch for your neck. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the feet back to the floor. And we'll take the knees to one side and just roll over to that side. And you'll take your time pressing that top hand onto the floor for support, coming back up to seated. Finding a comfortable position to sit, resting your hands on your lap. And lengthening your spine as you breathe in. And soften your shoulders as you breathe out. We'll bring the palms together back to the heart. Coming to a place of gratitude, honoring our body, mind, and spirit, and celebrating that flow of Yin Yang energy that we cultivated today. Thank you for joining me, and namaste.